Listen, you heard it here first. All these antics they're doing to Trump, it's only going to make him stronger. It's only going to make him stronger. They have released Trump's mugshot. Trump looks like he's about to drop the hardest album in 2023. Amazing mugshot. I think this increases the amount of people that's going to vote for him. I think, honestly, what they're doing is they're making him a likable villain. You ever watched a movie where a person is a villain, but they're easy to be sympathized with, right? They're easy to be sympathized with. Trump is already looked at as not a politician, and the fact that they're using these, I would say, snaky ways to stop him from running, the fact that they're trying to put him in jail, it's gonna make people that don't really like Trump start to soften their stance on him because people aren't fully in Joe Biden's camp like Democrats think. So I think, for example, I think the black male vote will swing towards Trump through these things that Trump's going through. Because if you look in his mugshot, Trump looks angry. I mean, he looks like, hey, and if you listen to what he says, Trump is like, hey, they're out to get me. And people who have been to prison or people who have dealt with that system, they're not going to think about it they're not going to think about it like Trump is the person who, is rich and Trump is the person who backs the blue. They're going to look at Trump as basically a person who's being oppressed as well. Okay, so they're going to look at Trump. If I was to say, like, if you look at people in the inner city, if you ask them who they relate to more, Trump or Joe Biden, they're going to lean more Trump. Now, that doesn't affect Trump's main base. I think Trump will still have, the people who listen to rich men above rich men, or he's still going to have the rural base. He's still going to have the conservatives. But I think Trump is going to steal from a lot of Democrats who are more in the middle. Okay. Now, he's not going to get the LGBT crazies. He's not going to get the blue-haired feminists. No. But what I'm telling you guys is, I said this last video, all these antics that they're doing to get Trump to stop running is only going to make him stronger. It's just something that people do. If you watch, like I said, in movies, man, if you get a good villain who everybody hates, but then something happens to the villain, somewhat like what was the guy in The Walking Dead? Negan, right? Something happens to where you start to soften your stance and you start to feel more sympathy for him. Next thing you know, that guy somewhat becomes the main character. That guy becomes even more popular than the person who's supposed to be the angel. And people naturally like the bad guy more than the angel. Now, I'm not saying Trump is a bad guy. Between him and Joe Biden, I think Trump is a better candidate. I think Trump is more charismatic, and I tend to lean conservative. Now, I tend to lean conservative in my values more so. Now, let's move on. Trump skipped out on the Republican debate. That was a smart move because it was a bunch of clowns in that Republican debate. Trump is by far the best candidate. I like DeSantis, but I know from watching that debate, he's not on the level of Trump. Okay, he's not as charismatic. He doesn't have what it takes to go the long haul in this thing. Okay, Trump, I think he's winning he has 65% of the overall popularity vote in the Republican Party. I mean, he's already won. So yes, I believe it was okay for him to miss that debate. And if you look at what was that guy, Vivek, and it was nobody on that debate. It was a funny debate. All right, it was funny, but there was nobody on the debate that can go toe to toe with Trump. So Trump is by far the strongest candidate for the Republican Party. So him skipping the debate, I hear people saying that's going to hurt him. No, it's not. No, it's not. This is going to be a Joe Biden, Donald Trump rerun. As long as nothing happens to Joe Biden and Joe Biden, he's sleepy. As long as nothing happens to him and he doesn't fall over, it's going to be Joe Biden and Trump part 2. It's going to be a rematch. And I believe Trump being quiet this time around, Trump playing it cool, playing it conservative, and the other side being more volatile, and the other side attacking Trump, I think it's going to make Trump have a great chance of winning.